Right now we are going to see Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice for an early show because it's cheaper. Hopefully it's pretty good. Hopefully it's worth the money. Hopefully the DC universe kicks off right. So, this parking lot is rather full. Literally, no, I'm not gonna take the glasses off. Literally just walked out of Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. A lot of high points. I want to say one thing, two things. Batman is a murderer. I see why people didn't like it. Critics mostly. The writing was probably the weak point. And the problem with the serious tone that these movies have is that the small writing flaws stand out. Because it takes you out of the serious moments. But yeah, all the little small writing flaws stand out so much more when it's so dark and it's so heavy and it's so serious.
Brooding.
It's because it takes you out of that moment when you hear a little oddly worded line or a joke that's not even really delivered as a joke. It's kind of weird. And I think that was the real problem with it. A lot of that was in the first 3/4. The writing cleaned up a little bit towards the end. But they had them like joking, but they weren't joking. And it was weird. To compare it to a Marvel movie, they have fun. And you can kind of excuse some of those little writing flaws, whether it be a comedic line or not. You can excuse some of it because you're having fun, you're entertained. Batman vs. Superman was good. It just wasn't any fun. And it wanted to be, but it wasn't. It was good. A lot of high points, few low points. It was kind of boring, in a way. There was few moments where I was like, you know, really into it and really wanting to root for these guys, even though, I mean, you know, it's Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. But there's a lot of really good movies out there that are kind of boring. And maybe I'm just conditioned because of the Marvel movies that I want, you know, excitement and laughter and quirkiness. And it wasn't really there. And some of the jokes fell flat. I don't even think they were really meant to be jokes, really. I don't know. And like I said, I mean, the cinematography, the direction, you know, all that sort of stuff was really good. The effects, they were really good. The 3D was good. I mean, it was pretty good. So a lot of people just don't want to pay for 3D. And, you know, I can't blame them. It's not always worth it. I don't know if it was really worth it with this movie, but it was still cool. I think it adds another, you know, layer of experience. Everything happened that we kind of thought was going to happen. You know, Wonder Woman showed up. There was a brief glimpse of Aquaman. I didn't realize that the Flash and Cyborg were going to be featured in little cameos. But it was kind of cool. It all worked how they did it. It felt natural. Ben Affleck, I think, did a pretty good job as Batman. He did a really good job as Bruce Wayne. You almost wanted to see him as Bruce Wayne more than Batman, which might be a good thing, might not be. I'm not sure. Henry Cavill as Superman, again, I mean, he does okay. I have nothing against the guy. I'm not a Superman fan to begin with. If this was just a Superman movie, I wouldn't have gone to the theater and watched it. I think Jesse Eisenberg did very well. I feel like he would have made a better Riddler. But it was cool. He played his version of Lex Luthor very well. Even though he was his son, wasn't the real Lex Luthor. I don't know that much about Lex Luthor to begin with, so that could have been accurate. I don't know. I think Jeremy Irons did a pretty good job as Alfred. He didn't really get a lot of moments to shine. He looked like a really old Robert Downey Jr. Doomsday was cool. Really hoping that they were really going to kick off the DC cinematic universe, or whatever they're calling it, the extended universe. I really hoped that they were going to kick that off well, and because it's only going to make the Marvel Universe do more and be better, some real competition. I'm glad it was a pretty good movie, and like I said, the writing, it didn't feel right. It felt very unnatural. It got better, but like I said, I mean, with the Marvel movies, because they're a little more campy and a little more fun, you kind of accept some of that stuff and roll with the punches, and you know it's a movie. Here, they're trying to be a little artsy with it, and it's cool, but didn't really work in the beginning of the movie. It got better. I don't think it's deserving of everything, all the negative reviews it's got. I mean, it is a good action movie. All in all, I think they did a pretty good job. I'm stoked to see what happens next. I think it's cool that the next Superman movie is going to be like Superman Lives. And the whole time I was just expecting his hand to like bust out of the coffin. Batman's armor suit was pretty cool. Really had to fight the whole feeling that he was Iron Man. I did find myself towards the end fixated, where you can't sit back. You got to sit up and watch it. But it wasn't, I guess there was that little enjoyment. But again, I didn't have that fun, exciting sense of discovery. And for a universe that I know little to nothing about, I feel like I should have been a little more excited about it. I watched the first Avengers movie and came out of that theater and was a complete and total Super Marvel fan. I did not have that experience here, but I'm still excited, I'm hyped, and hopefully they do a good job with the rest of the movies and the rest of the universe. The better they do, the better Marvel's going to do. I'm excited for the future of comic book movies. Batman, Superman, Dawn of Justice. It's a thumbs up. Again, the writing. I was like, so they can form some type of league? Some sort of league of justice?